There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the stare down and a few words exchanged.
I haven't seen.
You gonna see Saturday,
bro.
Saturday
Even
night.
the little clips on the
Saturday.
what is called that we just had, the gloves off. What the was you throwing?
Hey, you know what?
Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis shocked everyone when he slapped Lamont Roach during a fiery face-off. The moment escalated fast as Davis boldly declared he would break Roach in their next showdown. The energy was explosive and charged, with neither man backing down. That slap didn't just spark headlines, it deepened an already heated rivalry and set the stage for what could be one of the most personal and aggressive fights of the year. Inside the gym, Gervonta Davis has reached a whole new level, physically and mentally, under the sharp guidance of longtime coach Calvin Ford. This camp feels different. Unlike the last one, where Davis's Washington, D.C. circle had visible influence, this time it's tight, private, and locked in. Outside voices are gone. Security is strict. No strategy leaks. Rumors once claimed Roach got inside tips on Davis's plan. That's no longer possible. This camp is all business. And with Ford by his side and redemption on his mind, Davis's preparation signals a fight with higher stakes and deeper focus than their first clash.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round. Because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy. Who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
The Davis versus Roach rematch is already a blockbuster, pulling in 150,000 pay-per-view buys before fight night. That number tells you everything. This rivalry runs deep, and fans are desperate for closure. The tension from their first fight still lingers. Now the question is, will Davis take back control, or will Roach thrive once again under the bright lights? This rematch isn't just another fight, it's a marquee main event. Both men have evolved beyond just fighters. They've become pillars in today's boxing landscape.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face of Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down. Every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else. Especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, That Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top. Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be up just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Instead of throwing out their strategy, Davis's team made surgical adjustments. After breaking down film from the first fight, they identified key issues: mistimed footwork, mid-round hesitation, and gaps in aggression. Now, everything's been sharpened: attack angles, spacing, rhythm. They're not reinventing Davis, they're refining a weapon that was already lethal. Hesitation has been replaced with precision. Davis steps into this fight with the same foundation, but with a deadlier, more disciplined delivery.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a fighter that listen, he's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him. You know, all fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done, and every fighter is not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of there. It's other shit too, you know. Yeah. You gotta hurt. I believe in hurting them. You can hurt. You gotta hurt them to get it started. You know.
Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, that they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
One of the most controversial moments from their first bout, what many saw as a clean knockdown, may not be what it seemed. New reports suggest Davis may have slipped due to an external irritation, possibly caused by a grooming product affecting his vision. If that's true, it changes everything. What looked like a moment of weakness may have been a freak accident. This only strengthens Davis's image as a warrior and has led to increased attention to even the smallest details during this camp. Nothing, not even product residue, will be allowed to interfere with the mission in a fight this big.
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off. I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's gonna fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's going to get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much. You was overconfident. And you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like, I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont. This from the same camp. We from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up. Because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that...
Former champion Mikey Garcia weighed in on Davis's chances. While he praised Davis's natural talent and elite ring IQ, he issued a warning: talent won't be enough. The real challenge is mental. Focus, clarity, and blocking out the outside noise will decide this rematch. Garcia believes Davis has all the tools, But now the body has to follow the mind. This is a full-spectrum fight, physical, tactical, and psychological. Only the fighter who brings it all together will survive.